Hi there, and welcome back to the 2021 edition of Better Get to Know a Garden, Building Back Better. Farmer Steve here. It's Easter Sunday. It's a beautiful day. We've got a couple surprises in for you in the charge. But before I get going around the yard and the rest of the surprises, I just wanted to say that I've taken your criticism seriously, Michelle, that my cinematography was somehow lacking. I know, nitpicking, but in order to give you the cinematic experience that you have come to expect and deserve, I have invested in a tripod for the camera, and I have learned how to splice videos together so you don't have to watch me walk around the yard. I can just turn it off and continue and then start again. So with that, let's see what we got going. Okay, let's get started. Like I said before, we're going to have some major surprises this year, and one is, in the spirit of building back better, we have improved the infrastructure of Kingswood Studios and the Hannah Garden this year. Look at this beauty. We have a full, direct from Amazon greenhouse for all these seeds. I will show it when we get it all ready to go, but here's where all the magic starts. Here's the workstation. We'll be loading these puppies up and putting them in the greenhouse to start germinating. So it's a beautiful day, and let's get to it. Here are some of the seeds we'll be planting today, starting with all of the different spices. Moving down to several kinds of peppers. Had to get them from a couple of sources because they weren't coming in. Tomatillas, a different winter squash. Sweet corn for our Three Sisters garden. We've got 5 kinds of tomatoes, plus cherry tomatoes, these Juliets. We've got 2 kinds of cucumbers, including our favorites, some Brussels sprouts, regular green beans, pole beans for the Sisters garden, and for Rondeau, we got some flowers to plant around. Alright, so here we are 2.5 hours later, and we're all ready to go. We got everything in, it's labeled, it's coded. I actually wrote it on a piece of paper what all these mean. And we have rabbit and raccoon repellent we're going to spray around there just to keep these suckers off. I think it's oriented properly so it's going to get the sun, and we'll see what happens. Okay, so here is an overview. There's an empty bird box. And one of the new features that we've got here is a spice garden. So you say, well, why over here? Well, it gets a lot of sun, it's fairly dry. And the biggest reason that I marked it out like this, so I'll know that if it's outside the bricks, it's a weed. And if it's inside the brick, it might not be a weed, it might be a spice. So that just needs a little cleanup. We're ready to go. Out here we threw some milkweed seeds. Have no idea if they're going to come up. Hopefully they will. Let's go over. Now, one of the outstanding features of the 2021 Building Back Better theme is going to be the asparagus patch. It's pretty well leveled off. I've been turning a lot of compost into it. I've got 16 more bags of soil that I'm going to add because this used to be the girls' sandy beach here. And while sand is good, it also needs some soil. Another addition, or actually subtraction, this year was the removal of this central fence here in the garden. And I'm sure that all your fans will remember that right along here there was some fencing because this used to be the only part of the garden. Then we added over here, and instead of taking this down, I just put the perimeter fence around it. I know what you're going to say. I've really invested heavily in the materials here, but it's going to work. Now, down here where we tried the ill-fated raspberry patch was last year, I've turned this over once, and it was terrible. I just about broke the pitchfork. So hopefully I'll get in here with the spade and try to get this remediated, and something will grow down here. I'm not sure what. So I also, the fencing used to end here. This was the edge of the garden. I kind of moved this back so it met up with this copper piping, and so we've added this area down here, which is going to be for the tomatoes. So we're going to have tomatoes all the way up here. This is going to be for green beans, cucumbers of course, the Three Sisters garden with the extra long runway for all the squashes and stuff. I figured at least we'll get that out of it this year. Then we'll put the Anaheim peppers and the jalapeno peppers and the tomatillas and Brussels sprouts over here. And we will hope that all of those grow. That's where it stands as we leave our heroes after the first session on Easter Sunday, April 4th, 2021.